Today on Ballistic BBQ, we are going to be finding out if the Texas brisket kit from ALDI is even worth buying. Let's get going. The other day, while strolling through the meat department of my local ALDI store, I stumbled upon this. A pre-seasoned Texas brisket kit with all the instructions you need to successfully cook a Texas-style brisket. Now, this one here has a Texas-style barbecue rub on it. They had other brisket kits in there that were seasoned with simply salt and pepper, which to me seems a little bit more authentic Texas style than this. But what do I know? I wanted to buy this and give it a try, and I'm going to get this out of the way right now. It has the cooking instructions on the back here, and my thought is this is a lot of folks that are maybe very, very new to barbecue. You know, they bought a pellet grill for themselves recently, and they're going to start off their barbecue journey by cooking a authentic Texas brisket. And I want to cook this the way they would, or I think the way this is packaged to be done. I'm going to follow their instructions to the T. So if you're squirming in your chair, wanting to tell me what you would do different, that's fine. I'll probably chime in every once in a while to say what I would do different. But the point of this video is, first of all, I want to see how good this turns out. I think a lot of people are probably buying these having never even cooked a brisket, let alone maybe never even cooked out doors on a barbecue before. So I want to see how it turns out using their instructions here. So this larger package is just under 4.5 pounds, and I paid $30 for this. And I want to emphasize I paid. Smaller package here is a little over 3 pounds, and this was a little over $21. Now, when I bought these, I was assuming that this one here, the larger one, was a point. This is what I was hoping, and I'm still hoping that right now. I'm hoping this is a point, and obviously this is a flat. I intentionally bought both of these packages thinking I was buying, a complete brisket cut in half, basically, with a point and a flat. This morning, I took it out of the fridge to kind of let it warm up a little bit before it hits the pit. And I was looking at this, and I'm really, really hoping that this package, which again, I thought I was buying a point. I'm hoping it's not just a larger flat kind of rolled up and crammed into the same size package. Let's find out. I'm going to go ahead and open this up right now. And there we are. There is indeed a point. Now this ALDI's brisket kit is going to be going on to the Lone Star Grillz pellet grill, which has been preheated to 250 degrees per the instructions for 2 hours before the next step. So these do have very thin fat caps. I'm just putting them fat cap down. I'm not doing any additional trimming or anything. And as you can see, I do have a water pan. It's right over the fire source, like the instructions said. Lid closed. Okay, so per those instructions, I mentioned it already, we're cooking the briskets here for 2 hours unwrapped. Then we'll be wrapping these in foil, going an additional 4 hours. I want to say, however, that if I were writing instructions on cooking, cooking a brisket by numbers, 2 hours unwrapped is not enough time to give us any type of decent bark. You're missing out on getting a lot more smoke. And like I said, mainly that bark. The bark is not going to be fully developed. It's not going to be set at all. If I were to give ALDI some suggestions, I would say 4 hours unwrapped and then wrap it. But we'll see. We'll see how this turns out. I think just reading the instructions, it's going to give us a decent, edible brisket, but it's definitely not going to be that primo brisket perfection that you really want. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, we just hit 2 hours. Let's see how these ALDI briskets are looking. So some good color, but again, I'm looking for a little bit more bark when I'm cooking a brisket. In any case, we're following ALDI's instructions. Let's get these wrapped. So I'm setting the timer for 4 hours, and after that 4-hour mark, I'll probe these with a meat thermometer, see where we're at temperature-wise. Again, we're looking for between 195 and 201. I'd rather go more towards the 201, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, like I said, I would have rather have kept the briskets on the pit for another hour or two, most likely 2 more hours. But still, I think it's going to be fine as far as it'll be edible. It'll be a good tasting brisket. It's just not going to be that real kind of barbecue class brisket. But I will see you in 4 hours. And here we are, 4 hours later. Definitely feeling done here. So that 4 hours gave us 211 degree brisket. So I'm calling these done. Wow. So I'm going to open up the foil and vent these so that they stop the cooking, and we'll give them a good long rest, and then I'll slice them up. Hopefully they'll slice. This stuff, I'm hoping it just doesn't turn into pulled beef, but we'll see. We'll see. Either way, I know that it's going to be good, but again, you know, we cook to doneness rather than temperatures, and I was intentionally going off of the instructions on the ALDI packaging there just because I wanted to see how it would turn out. And yeah, I mean, again, it's difficult actually doing that, but we'll see. Like I said, it'll be, like I said before, edible. All right, here we are. It's all rested up. Definitely a little concerned about being overcooked, like it's probably going to be a little mushy. That being said, it'll still be good, you know, still be edible, make nice sandwiches. I'm wondering, you know, how much smoky flavor we got with only actually having it in the smoke for 2 hours. Nice thing is, you know, this for a pellet grill, this LSG smokes pretty good. You know, it pumps out a lot of smoke. Yeah, it's, I can already tell it's a little overdone by a lot. So there's that flat. So we've got a nice little smoke ring there, but doink, doink. So people really like it this way. The flat's a little dry. Let me go further down the flat here, the thicker parts. Yeah, it's way overcooked. It's not as dry as further, you know, towards the thinner part, but it's still a little on the dry side. If I were to give advice to like a new person, someone who's just getting into barbecue, buying one of these briskets, definitely I would stay away from the little flats. Just go for the bigger points. Here's what the point looks like. A little bit more of a pull. I'm not sure what grade these are. I don't recall seeing it on the packaging at all, but nice smoke ring. But I will look up what grade these briskets are, the ALDI briskets. I would hope at least choice. I know they're definitely not prime. There again, there's that slice with point. I get what they're doing. Again, beginners want to, to see instructions like they're baking a cake. You just can't do that with a brisket. I would like to see them revise their instructions to where there's a little bit more of a chance of success. Now, I think like a real beginner barbecue person might be pretty happy with this cook, but I'm not. I think, I got a nice smoke ring for 2 hours. I'm pretty happy about that. Again, the difficult thing for me on this cook was fighting the urges of checking on, how tender it was getting when it was wrapped. I almost did, but I decided no. I want to do it to the instructions. I just want to see how somebody with zero experience or very little experience looking at this package in the store, I wanted to see what kind of success they would get once they got home. And I think I found out what kind of success they're going to have. Mine overshot by, their suggestion by 10 degrees. And this was running very stable, 250 the whole cook for the most part. The little waivers in the temperature were down. It dropped down to like 245, but it never went into a high spike. It was just wrapped way too long for these little briskets, these little brisket sections here. Kind of a bummer. Yeah, I don't know what to say. A little bit of a bark was developing. I mean, very, very little. It just started to get into the point of the cook where the bark was just starting to form when I pulled it and wrapped it. So my suggestion for ALDI would be increase the time on the pit without being wrapped to 4 hours, and then wrap and then have them go. If they want to make it easier, just have them pull the brisket once it hits 200 or whatever. I mean, just that 4 hour flat instruction was kind of a waste. Cost me a few bucks to do this, but I'm glad I did it. Maybe it may help somebody. Best advice, if you're buying this and you're really, really new to barbecue, there's a plethora of brisket videos on YouTube, including my channel. Just watch the videos and glean what you can off of them. But this, the flat times, it just didn't work. Bummer. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting subscribe, ring the notification bell, thumb it up if you liked the video. Hope you did. Cook kind of sucked, but I mean, I was trying to accomplish something that may help people who are looking at buying these briskets. So I hope that at least happens. Anyway, if there's anything you want to see me do, cook, whatever, any specific cooker you'd like to see me use, let me know down in the comments or send me an email. I have my email linked down in the description box below. And I will see you on the next video. Let me get a little piece of this not too good of brisket. Cheers.